Thought I would document my pool closing procedure this year for my Intex Ultra Frame pool. Worked really well last year, and I was so shocked when I pulled the pool cover off this past spring at how clear the water beneath it was. Past summers I have messed around with what you traditionally think of for chlorinating the pool using the tablets, shock. All I ended up with was really high chlorine stabilizer levels from the tablets that left the chlorine ineffective and several algae outbreaks. So finally, I took the recommendations from troublefreepool.com. This year, I've used nothing but liquid chlorine after getting my stabilizer levels and pH and alkalinity set. And the pool has pretty much looked like this all summer. Also, after resisting for a long time, I finally caved and bought a good Taylor kit that uses the DPD chlorine to check the free chlorine, and it has made all the difference in the world. And even though these kits are expensive to start with, as you run out or use up a specific reagent in the kit, you can usually find the individual reagent online on Amazon relatively cheap. So for closing, I'm going to do the same thing I did last year, which is just clean the pool really well. Brought the chlorine levels up to SLAM levels, which you can learn about on troublefreepool.com, using just the liquid chlorine. And soon I'm going to turn off the filter, remove my skimmer, and start draining the water. Last year I drained below the inlets. This year I was thinking of just draining below the outlet and plugging up the inlets, and see if, just so I don't have to drain as much water, and see if those plugs will keep the water level right over the winter. Figure worst case scenario, there might just be a slow leak to the inlet levels. So anyway, chlorine level, SLAM levels using the chlorinating liquid. I've not added any algicide, anything like that, any closing kits, don't use them. And haven't used them all summer, and the pool has looked great. So we'll check back. Checking in, still lowering the levels a little bit. I had to lower all the way to where the inlets are, and it's almost there. The little black plugs that came with this really don't do a complete seal, and it was leaking, so I just go ahead and lower all the way to the inlets. Got my air pillow in place, being secured by some fishing line. Don't blow it up completely. Want it to have some give, so if the water does freeze during the winter, that pillow will absorb the expanding water instead of pressing out on the sides of the pool. This is the second year I've used this one, and got a sump pump helping me drain some. So next step will just be putting the cover and the leaf net on. Okay, all done. Got the pool cover on there. Also have a leaf guard or leaf net on top of that, because as you can see I have a lot of trees that will be dropping leaves very soon. And I'll leave that leaf net on till probably end of November, whenever the trees are done. And then go ahead and pull that off and all the leaves on top of it. Got my pool cover. This will be the second year using this cover. I might be pushing my luck a little bit because I know they're not good for more than 1 or 2 years. But it did really well last winter. Seems to be intact. So I'm going to try it again. And as you can see, I got the air pillow in the middle. Sprayed just a very small amount of water on top of the cover just to keep it weighted down a little bit, and I'm sure the next rain will fill up a little more. But things worked out well this year. Beginning of this spring, when I took this cover off, the water was still crystal clear. Cover did a good job separating the rainwater and the gunk on top of it from the fresh water beneath it. So hoping for the same outcome, and I will post a follow-up in the spring to see how it did.